You know, we got to talk about the political ramifications for the jury and these new riots and what's causing them. We got the story from NBC News. Ex-officer Kim Potter charged with second-degree manslaughter in Duante Wright case. Potter, a 26-year Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police veteran, shot and killed Duante Wright during a traffic stop Sunday. I think at this point we all know, for the most part, what the story is. This guy, Duante Wright, had a felony warrant for aggravated robbery. He was at a party, spent the night, woke up, approached a woman who had cash, he flashed his gun at her and said, "Give me the money," and he threatened her, and she said no. They fled. She called the cops. He got a warrant. They pull him over for expired tags. His plates were expired. That's a legitimate stop. They take him out. They cuff him. The cop is on the body camera saying, "Don't do it. Don't run. Don't run. Stop, stop, stop." And then he fights, jumps in the car. Lady cop pulls out her gun, and she yells, "Taser, taser, taser." They jump out of the way, and she shoots him. And then she goes, "Holy S, I just shot him." Now she's being charged. These extremists have published her home information, her address. So the cops have erected barricades around her house because they're expecting riots. I guess the challenge here is, I mean, what do we even say about this happening again? Look, police shootings will happen.
Yep.
They will always happen. Until the police develop, until we develop telekinesis, gloves, that the police can just put their hand up and the person freezes, there's going to be lethal force.
Until the social worker puts their hand up and the person freezes.
Right. If
That's
only
right.
there was
Very
a
careful.
licensed clinical social worker there.
I'm the scene all the time.
Who could have just calmed everyone down.
Yeah.
And got that
ask them
felon
about
to
their feelings.
just walk right into jail.
Yeah. The social worker would have seen Duante, and when they said, "Stop, don't run," Duante would have been like,
exactly.
"Wait a minute. Stop. Don't run. I didn't think about it like that."
Or if
Then
they're
he puts his hand behind his back, and they walk him to the squad car, and it's all over.
Exactly, that's it. Or if they really want to play with his head, they're like, "Don't stop, run." And he's like, "Wait a minute." And he doesn't do it.
The cops employ reverse psychology.
That's what a degree gets you.
Yeah,
No,
Damn.
it's sad because like obviously this is going to continue to happen, right? Police officers have to use lethal force just given the nature of their line of work, and sometimes it's not going to be justified, and sometimes it is going to be justified, but either way it's going to be treated by the dominant media culture as if it's not justified, and these kinds of things are going to happen. We're going to keep burning our country down. I'm generally saying, like, I have no idea what the solution is. I don't know where we go from here. It's frightening.
You ever see those videos where they have it's a big gun, and when it fires, it's a bunch of weights in a circle with a big net behind it, and it spreads out, and it catches all the pigeons.
Yeah.
I'm half kidding, but I'm wondering if the real solution is, I wouldn't even call it reform, but a change in police tactics and how you deal with a stop like this. So what happened was they got him out of the car, but they were holding him right next to the driver's seat.
Oh.
So when he ripped away and jumped into the driver's seat, they could have got him out and immediately pulled him back and pulled him far back. I know it's easy to be like, "I wasn't there, but here's what I would have done." But I'm wondering if there's if we could look at how police behave, instinctively, and then come up with a simple training plan or procedure plan that can put a roadblock in a lot of these circumstances. Face the guy backwards immediately, or like make his left leg over his right leg or something like that. That could just make it very difficult for them to get the jump on a cop in some way. It's not easy,
Well,
cuff their feet right away.
There you go.
There's a tendency for people to take advantage of like things they see that they didn't it's like, don't leave your backpack in your back seat in plain view, because if someone walks by, they're way more likely to break into your car if they see something.
That is so misogynistic of you to say, dude. She can wear whatever dress she wants wherever she goes at any time, boy.
That's a good point, but don't tempt fate, I guess, is the point.
Nope, misogyny.
Victim blaming.
This is what's interesting about what Tim just said too, though. I mean, there are 4 million police interactions per year, and the number of people killed by police officers, shot by police officers, is usually under 1,000, usually in the hundreds.
Do you know how many?
And so it's extremely rare. And so my point is, even if they change their tactics to minimize the number of deaths, there are still going to be some deaths.
Right.
And there are still going to be riots as a
It
result.
takes only one.
If everybody just took a GD stats class.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
With this, I shortened it up. I thought it just
still-
I totally neutered it.
We know what you were saying.
I
but-
totally neutered. I thought he crossed himself as I
Yes,
semi-blasphemed.
Jack,
It was. I tried to use acronyms. I'm sorry. If everybody would just take a gosh darn, which is what I meant in the first place,
Oh,
bro,
I guess I didn't know. Yeah.
class on statistics. Well, then maybe we could put all this stuff in perspective.
Yes, agreed.
I got a question about this. When she yelled taser, 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 was she ordering the other cop to fire their taser, and she was just holding her gun waiting?
I don't think she said yet, and that's smart. But the department said they thought she was intending to use her taser, but then grabbed her gun instead. That was stupid. Because most people look at this, and I think a reasonable person sees this. Here's a guy who's wanted on aggravated robbery. He's been known to have a Ruger 45 in the past. He resisted arrest, attempted to flee, and then jumped into his car, and they couldn't see what he was reaching for. At that point, shooting him was justified.
I think so too. You couldn't see him. He turned away, and he looked like he was reaching into the passenger seat or something.
And why?
Exactly.
I don't understand why. What do they think's going to happen? It's like, I'm going to get away from this cop, and then a week later I'll go to jail for 10 more years. Like, what do they think's going to happen?
The same thing that leads them to commit these crimes is the same thing that leads them to do these dumb things in the presence of cops. Poor impulse control. Total stupidity, sheer lunacy, bad education, no father, no community, all these systemic issues.
Well, this guy had a dad.
He what?
This guy had a dad.
Well, he had a suck ass dad. Then apparently, who didn't? Well, that's
no. I wasn't. That wasn't directed at you. That wasn't
against-
directed at you. I was just saying a prayer for the guy.
Oh,
but
Well,
I
we
feel
can
bad
say a
the
prayer
dude.
for him, but at the same time, like
Absolutely,
I'm
yeah.
trying to acknowledge that this is a systemic
Oh
issue.
no, I 100% agree with you.
Right? There's
Yeah.
a huge system that breeds something like this where somebody doesn't know that you don't carry a gun, you don't commit crimes, you don't commit aggravated assault, you don't try to flee from a cop, and you sure as heck don't put your hand down on the floorboards when the cop has a gun drawn on you.
Exactly. No, but nobody
That's
understands
crazy
this.
to me.
When it's because people make this out about systemic racism, but these are all things that I, as a very white person, would never dream of getting away with doing in front of a police officer. It's insane.
We talked about this before.
Can I just on this one?
Yeah.
Why is it that if it's about systemic racism, I am taught as a white person who's apparently in this white dominance culture and I can get away with anything. Every time a cop comes to my car when I get pulled over going 100 in the 45, 10 and 2,
Yep.
Yeah.
license and registration in one hand,
Yep.
yes sir, no sir, even if he's 19 years old and a punk, yes sir, no sir, no excuse sir, yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir. I'm white supremacist for
Why?
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? So I don't know about you guys. We talked about this before, but I got the talk when I was younger. You know the talk.
Yeah.
Wait,
They're
which
the-
one here? Tim?
So they're about
mean,
you know
there's a few.
about learning karate and learning
yeah,
martial
exactly.
arts.
How
'cause,
to
you know,
fight
Asian
kids who
family.
bully you.
Yeah,
Run
that's right.
fast. Yeah.
I'll talk about the real talk in the after show.
How to play
the
chess.
trick to running fast is you put your
so
arms
listen.
behind your back.
Naruto.
When I was little, my dad said, when you encounter police, here's what you have to do.
Right.
Here's how you respond, when they're at the door. Here's when you get pulled over. Here's what you got to do. Turn the dome light on. Turn the radio off. Stop the car. Take your keys out. Put them on the dash. Take your wallet, your phone, whatever you got. Put it on the dash. Your insurance on the dash. Hands 10 and 2. And have the window rolled down so when they walk up and they say license and insurance, you go, it's right here, officer. And you take it right in front of plain view and you open it up. Instead of reaching in the glove box or reaching. I was told to do that. I don't understand when I see these commercials. There's a commercial they did where it's like a black father talking to his kid and it's like, it's time for the talk, what you need to understand about police in this country. And I was like, I don't understand why they don't try to represent just poor people in general, because I've been through that. You were just saying the exact same thing. You were told the exact same thing. That's how you behave with the police. I'm wondering if you guys were ever told that when you were little. Here's how to behave around cops. Ian's nodding.
Yeah, well, no.
I have. I'll let you.
No,
let
you-
say-
you go.
What I was told, do that, and I was like, okay. I didn't know why. And then someone later told me because the cop is terrified. They don't know if you have a gun, so they're assuming you have a weapon at all times. If you make jerky movements, they're gonna think you're going for a weapon. Then it sunk in. I was like, that's why. Okay, yes,
Right.
Yeah.
So why is it that I'm told that? Why is it that you're told that and then
That I
they
was
act
told
like
that.
it's you were told that?
Dude, they won't even. So all of my uncles are police officers, or not all of them, but 3 of my. I guess because
Of course they are.
Yeah, exactly. I'm of Irish
Illinois
descent
boys.
from the
Yeah,
Chicago area, so of course 3 of my dad's brothers became cops.
Nice.
3 of my dad's 9 brothers.
That's right.
His 100 siblings. But no, I mean, they. My parents told me when I was a kid, you have to be very careful when you're interacting with the police. And they also said this. They're like, yeah, your uncles are good cops, but there are crooked cops out there. They told me as a kid, don't talk to the police. Don't
Yeah.
even talk to them
Yep.
when they ask you questions. Keep your mouth shut. Call us.
Or did they say, tell him your uncle's a cop?
And to tell your uncle's a cop. Sometimes I knew to do that on my own. I had those street smarts. I was like, hey, any of the Coughlins out there or police officers? It's like, oh yeah, I used to work with that guy there. You know?
There are a lot of tricks that people do when they have family in the police department or the fire department.
I wouldn't know about that, Tim.
So it's simple
So
things
what
like
you're saying is there are a lot of tricks people do if they're Irish.
Right,
Fire
exactly.
department, police
one of-
department, it's all.
Yes.
one of the tricks was I'll just say this. if I was to get pulled over, what's going on? Sorry, I'm trying to rush to the fire department to meet my dad for dinner.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you're good to go, buddy.
That's hilarious.
Professional courtessy for the firefighters who are helping us out. Things like that. But no joke. The police have the stickers. The firefighters have the stickers. And I'll simplify the story, but I've had instances with police who have pulled me over, and then when they see the firefighter emblem, they're like, "Who's a firefighter?" It's my dad, and they're like, "Have a good day."
Yeah, me too.
Don't do it again.
Sticker
Yeah.
on the back. My dad was a fireman. Maybe like, who's the
Wait,
fireman?
both of your dads were
Coughlin?
firemen?
Your
Yeah,
dads were
yeah.
Coughlin?
Isn't that weird?
My sister was a fireman.
Okay,
What the heck?
well, guess what? My brother's a
fire
paramedic
woman?
for the fire department. So there you go.
A fire person.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I'm not sure. She
Fireman.
definitely has her pronouns in her emails now. unfortunately.
Fire person.
That's her job, her corporate
person.
job.
Fire mixer.
fire person.
Fire Wimixon.
I meant fire
Fire-
mixers.
I love it.
Fire mixing, dude.
Cops,
Okay.
firefighters, and don't forget
Animators.
postal workers as well.
Do they get
Letter
they-
carriers. We definitely had a bunch of letter carriers in our family.
But if you get pulled over and you tell the cop you're a post office worker, do they let you go?
No, I don't think that works the same
I
way.
think
Yeah.
the issue is if you're like EMS, paramedic, fire
Definitely.
department,
Yes.
cop, it's because they all work together.
First
Yes.
responders.
And I don't yeah, first responders. I don't think it's necessarily about like professional courtesy in the sense where it's like, oh, you work with the fire department, then it's more like I'm going to see this guy later on and we have to have a calm working relationship. If somebody's a family member of a fire, and they come and they complain about me or my badge number, then one day I see the guy and there's pool. It's like, oh, geez, I pulled this guy's kid over and he's mad at me.
Yeah.
Right, but I have gotten pulled over. I don't put the stickers on the back of my window. I have firefighters. I have police chiefs, in fact, in the family. I've got cops. We've got the whole thing. And every single time,
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
10 and 2,
100%.
yes, sir,
We had a
no,
running
sir,
joke.
yes,
Because-
sir, no, sir.
Because telling the cop that you're in the family comes after they're comfortable and they see your hands in plain view.
Definitely.
We had a joke because it was so obvious what you're talking about, to me anyway, once you think about it, that they'd be like, license and registration, sir. We'd be like, yeah, it's right here in my glove compartment. And then, obviously.
That's a really bad idea.
Don't ever
do
actually
that.
try that one.
It's a joke.
Don't try that
Never,
one at
ever,
home.
ever.
No.
And the next day they go free climbing. So there you go.
So, like, come on, guys. Stay perfectly still. Assume from the police officer's perspective and assume that they think you have a weapon. So
Now,
be chill.
I think we are minimizing some instances in which there's actually been people with their hands up on their knees getting shot.
Yes.
People getting
Yeah,
shot through
absolutely.
the doors
Yes,
and
it
whatever.
happens.
But we're just talking specifically about auto stops and how you can handle yourself in an auto stop with law enforcement.
Yeah, and here's the thing. There are psychopaths in every profession. So, of course, you're going to have psychopathic
Yeah.
cops or even just people with other illnesses which are untreated who are just plain evil, who will conduct themselves in dangerous ways or even kill people. But
Let's
we still want to teach people how to behave when they're with, and a lot of it is just
Exactly.
common sense, but you want to help people understand, like, we could minimize the number of deaths at the hands of police each year if folks just understood this.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.